السلام عليكم.
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول أشهد أن محمدا رسول حي على الصلاة حي لا إله إلا الله.
إن الحمد لله تعالى نحمده ونستعين به ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله تعالى من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله تعالى فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له، وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء، واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم، ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما. أما بعد، فإن أصدق الحديث كلام الله، وخير الهدي هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم، وشر الأمور محدثاتها، وكل محدثة بدعة، وكل بدعة ضلالة، وكل ضلالة فهي في النار. ثم أما بعد. All praise be to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We praise Him and we thank Him. We seek refuge in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala from the evils of our souls and from our sinful deeds. Whomever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guides, no one else can misguide. And whomever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala misguides, no one else can guide. And I bear witness that there is no daily work of worship except Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And I bear witness that Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is His last messenger. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala send His blessings on Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, His honorable family, His noble companions, and all of those who follow His path till the day of judgment. May Allah make us among them. Allahumma ameen. يقول ربنا سبحانه وتعالى: قل بفضل الله وبرحمته فبذلك فليفرحوا هو خير مما يجمعون. Say, with Allah's bounty and mercy, they should rejoice. It is better than any of the worldly wealth that they amass. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen that Allah has allowed us to reach the month of Ramadan. Allahumma laka alhamdu hamdan kathiran tayyiban mubarakan fihi. Think about that millions who wanted to get to Ramadan, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did not allow them. Whether you made the dua to reach Ramadan or not, Allah has given you this blessing. And we've always, for those of us who made the dua, we've always been saying, Allahumma balighna Ramadan. Oh Allah, allow us to reach Ramadan. So now you have reached Ramadan. What are you going to do? Think that a person, student, who's always been praying to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to get into a top school or top university, taking all the necessary measures, all the necessary preparations, and then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allows him to get into that school. What do you expect him to do? He has to prove that he's worthy of this blessing. And that's all what we should be thinking about. that if Allah has given us this blessing, we should show to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that we are worthy of this blessing. The other thing is, when we say that, we should rejoice with the arrival of Ramadan. And we all, alhamdulillah, are rejoicing. But I want to stop here, dig a bit deeper. Deep in our hearts. And the question is for myself and for you. Are you really happy that Ramadan has arrived? What is your perception of Ramadan? Because many people, when they talk about Ramadan, most of what you hear them talking about is the long hours of fasting, the deprivation of sleep, the deprivation of coffee. And I'm sure they are happy. But the question is, if you're happy, this has to show in your actions and your words. Are you thinking about the hadith of Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam who said, "Man sama Ramadan imanan wa ihtisaban ghufira lahu ma taqaddama min dhanbi"? Whoever fasts Ramadan out of faith in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and seeking the rewards from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, all of his sins will be erased. Do you have this in mind as you go through your day fasting and feeling tired, which is normal? Do you have that in mind? Are you enjoying these moments of worship? SubhanAllah, it is a very clear example of how the mu'min is obedient to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Just because Allah has commanded us to fast Ramadan, one day previous to it, you could eat, you could drink, you could do whatever you want. The next day, you stop eating at 5:36 p.m., 5:36 a.m. You can't eat 1 minute after that. When it comes to Maghrib, you are only allowed to eat at 7:06 or 7:07. You cannot eat before that. There is rejoicing and a pleasure in showing our obedience to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So, my first message today is we should be really happy that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has allowed us to get into this season where the good deeds are multiplied in terms of rewards. When you have a chance, one more time, to repent to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to get your neck saved from the hellfire, to correct all of your false deeds, to have support by the removal of the major devils, shayateen, are removed. And now it's just you and yourself. One more time, one more opportunity to come back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So alhamdulillah that Allah has allowed us to reach Ramadan. Now we can talk about Ramadan in many aspects, but I want to focus on how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has mentioned Ramadan in the Quran. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Al-Baqarah, شهر رمضان الذي أنزل فيه القرآن هدى للناس وبينات من الهدى والفرقان. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that شهر Ramadan, the month of Ramadan, is the month in which the Quran was revealed. Unzil, coming from highness. Allah the Most High sent us down His words, His kalam. Why? Hudan linnas, guidance, and proofs, clear proofs for guidance and a criterion so that you can differentiate between al-haq and al-batil, what's good, what's bad, what's rightful and what's not. And subhanAllah, we have some evidence that shows that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has sent some of the previous books in the month of Ramadan as well. So this month has its importance since the beginning. In a hadith that has been deemed weak by some scholars, but Shaykh Al-Albani rahmatullah alayhi has deemed it as Hasan in his book Sahih al-Jami', كما روى الإمام أحمد في مسنده والبيهقي, and the Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said that the scrolls of Sayyidina Ibrahim were sent in the first night of Ramadan. Torah was sent down on the 6th night of Ramadan. And Injil was sent down on the 13th night of Ramadan. And the Quran was revealed, was sent down on the 24th night of Ramadan. So, it's not only the Quran. All the previous books, Kalamullah has been sent in this blessed month. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, رَبُّكَ أَخْلُقُ مَا يَشَاءُ وَيَخْتَارُ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala creates what He wills and He chooses. And He chose this month for sending the Quran, and according to this hadith, some of the books before us as well. So Quran should be center of focus for you in Ramadan. Now, when we talk about the Quran, we always try to read the Quran more in Ramadan. But I want to go a step beyond that. But I want to refer you first to the hadith. Why do we always try to read Quran in Ramadan? Because of this ayah, because of what we know about the revelation of Quran in Ramadan, and because this was the practice of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam with Sayyidina Jibreel alayhi salam. In the authentic hadith, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said that in Ramadan, Jibreel would come down and يتدارس معه القرآن كل ليلة. Every single night of Ramadan, Sayyidina Jibreel would be making mudarasa with Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. In another riwayah, يعارضه القرآن. What does it mean? They are reciting the Quran with each other. They are studying the Quran together. They are reflecting on the Quran together. That's what Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam used to do. Every year, he did it once with Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And in his last year, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, Sayyidina Jibreel did that with him twice. So Sayyidina Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam understood, and he told his wives, Inna ajali qad han. I think it's time for me to go, because Sayyidina Jibreel came and did it twice with me. So this is reading the Quran. This is Sunnah Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam in Ramadan. Now, when we talk about reading the Quran, this is just the first step. Reading the Quran. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says the Quran, about Ramadan, the Quran, hudan lin-nas. It's guidance and a criterion. So, reading it alone will definitely get you the rewards for every letter you read, indeed, inshallah. But you will not get the guidance if you just read it without understanding it. So that's the second stage. Understanding what you're reading. And I said this multiple times, is I'm not aware of any book on the face of this earth that people read over and over and over without understanding its meaning. You can never do that in any kind of other book, physics, science, mathematics, any kind of book. You have to understand what you're reading, because it's guidance. How would you be guided if you don't understand what is written? Now that you have understood the meanings, the third step is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about in the Quran in multiple ayahs. كتاب أنزلناه إليك مبارك ليدبروا آياته وليتذكر أولو الألباب. This is a book that's full of blessings that we have revealed to you, so that they ponder on it. And those who have right minds would remember after they stop the reading. So this is, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is giving you a very clear reason why He sent the book, so that you ponder upon the ayat. But of course, you will not get to that third stage if you don't go to the first two stages. First, you have to read. And alhamdulillah, Ramadan, most of us are reading much more than outside of Ramadan. That's a blessing from Allah. But now we need to understand and to ponder. التدبر. In Arabic, التدبر تدبر كل شيء آخره. It's the end. So basically, it means after the ayah ends, thinking beyond just the meaning. How does it apply to me? How does it apply to my family? What is Allah telling me in this ayah? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in another ayah, أَفَلَا يَتَدَبَّرُونَ الْقُرْآنَ. Don't they ponder over the Quran? Do they not ponder over the Quran? أَمْ عَلَى قُلُوبٍ أَقْفَالُهَا. Or their hearts have been locked. And that's why you've always heard people saying Rajab and Sha'ban, you have to start repenting and making istighfar to get ready for Ramadan. Why? So that when you read the Quran, all the locks and the shackles of the sins are removed, and your heart is ready to receive the meanings and the blessings of the Quran. Sayyidina Uthman ibn Affan radiallahu anhu said, لو طهرت قلوبكم ما شبعت من كلام ربكم. If your hearts were pure, you would never feel satiated from the words of your Lord. You will never feel full. You will always want more. You will always want to read more. The more you read, the more you enjoy and rejoice, the more you understand, the more your life gets corrected on the straight path. In the other ayah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, أَفَلَا يَتَدَبَّرُونَ الْقُرْآنَ وَلَوْ كَانَ مِنْ عِندِ غَيْرِ اللَّهِ لَوَجَدُوا فِيهِ اخْتِلَافًا كَثِيرًا. Don't they ponder over the Quran? And then He's directly asking you to compare. If it came from somebody else, you will find a lot of differences and contradictions. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is asking you to read, understand, ponder, and make the comparisons as you go through the Quran. You can never do that if you're going through the Quran very quickly. You need time to read, understand, and ponder. And usually people ask the question, what's better in Ramadan? Should I read more so that it make me read faster, or should I read less but actually ponder? There's no dichotomy here. Do both. Dedicate some time for reading, for ajr, as the scholar said. And dedicate some time for reflecting on the ayahs, understanding it, and reflecting on it, and seeing how it applies to you. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, in the hadith sahih, he spent an entire night reciting just one ayah. إن تعذبهم فإنهم عبادك وإن تغفر لهم فإنك أنت العزيز الحكيم. In Surah Al-Ma'idah. If you punish them, they are your servants and slaves. And if you forget them, you are almighty, all wise. A whole night, number of hours, just reflecting on one ayah. Sayyidina Abdullah ibn Abbas was once approached by one of his students, and he told him, I read the Quran very fast. I can actually read it once or twice a day. And that's not surprising. If you ask those who are, their hifz is very strong, they can read the entire Quran in 5 or 6 hours. So that meant that that person can read in 10 hours, 11 hours. You're awake 16 to 17 hours, and those people, Quran was center in their life. So that's very understandable. What did Abdullah ibn Abbas tell him? He told him, I would prefer to read one surah rather than reading that quickly. But if you were to do what you're doing, if you want to still keep reading at the same fast pace that you are using, فَقْرَأْ قِرَاءَةً تُسْمِعُ أُذُنَيْكَ وَيَعِيهَا قَلْبُكَ. Read in a way that your ears listen, hear what you're reading, and your heart understands. Abdullah ibn Mas'ud radiallahu anhu أيضا, he said, لا تهذوا هذا القرآن هذا الشعر ولا تنفروه نثر القتل وقفوا عند عجائبه وحركوا به القلوب ولا يكن هم أحدكم آخر السورة. That last part is very powerful. Sayyidina Abdullah ibn Mas'ud said, do not read the Quran very fast as if you're reading poetry or you're singing. Slowly. And stop at its wonders. The Quran is full of wonders. If you focus on the ayat and the meanings, full of wonders. And use the Quran to get your heart moving. And the last part he's saying, and when you start reading, don't make your focus is, when do I reach the end of this ayah? When do I reach the end of this surah? And I'm going to ask myself, I'm going to ask you, don't we always do that in Ramadan? I started today, I want to get done with my juz, or my 2 juz, whatever amount you have dedicated to yourself. Yes, it's good that you want to read more and get more ajr, but that should not be your main focus. Your main focus is, am I understanding what I'm reading? Am I correctly applying it in my life? People say, people always talk about the Quran, reading the Quran. Yeah, we know about that. Yes, we know about that, but we don't apply. If we applied what we heard, we wouldn't have been where we are today as an ummah, as a community, and even on individual levels. Each one of us, if we read the Quran more, with more understanding and pondering, would have been in a better place. That's a call for doing that. Even with the simple surah. Put a target for yourself every day. Whatever target you have put for reading, put a target for yourself for reading with understanding and pondering. And I'll give some tips toward the end of the khutbah, inshallah, certain resources you can use. But even Surah Al-Fatiha, when you read Surah Al-Fatiha, do you reflect what the surah actually means? Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. All praise and thanks to Allah. Ask yourself, am I thanking Allah enough? Am I thanking Allah for all the blessings He has given me? Let me try to think enumerate some of these blessings. I know I will never be able to do that. But let me start doing it. You think about these things when you read Surah Al-Fatiha. Towards the end, when you're making the dua, every single day, 17 times. اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. Every single prayer, you're asking Allah to guide you to the straight path. Ask yourself, yes, alhamdulillah, I'm on the straight path. But the scholar said that you need guidance to the straight path and need guidance while you are on the straight path. Just because you're a Muslim doesn't mean you don't need any more guidance. You need more guidance so that if you deviate, you come back. Do you ask yourself while you're going through your day, is this a straight path? Towards the end of this ayah, صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم, the path of those whom you have bestowed your blessings and bounties. Who are those? Because you're asking Allah for this dua, right? You're asking to be guided to the path of those. Who are those? Read through the Quran so that you know who are those that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has أنعم عليهم. غير المغضوب عليهم, those who have earned Allah's anger. Those who had the knowledge but didn't act upon it. And ask yourself, am I doing this? Do I have knowledge about certain aspects of Islam and I'm not applying them? And stop, because if you are doing that, you can be falling into that category. وَالضَّالِّينَ, those who were led astray, those who had no knowledge but they started acting without knowledge. And ask yourself, am I doing this? Am I doing some innovations in bid'ah out of no knowledge? I'm just doing them because I saw somebody else doing it. I didn't ask for what is the proof from the Quran and Sunnah. Am I being astray? This is just a Fatiha. So when you read the Quran, make sure you understand what you read and ponder upon it. Ponder over it. There is a message for every one of us in every single ayah. Abdullah ibn Abbas said, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in the Quran, يَا أَيُّهَا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا فَأَعِرْهَا سَمْعَكَ فَخَيْرٌ تُؤْمَرُ بِهِ وَشَرٌ تُنْهَى عَنْهُ. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, يَا أَيُّهَا الَّذِينَ, O you who believe, listen attentively. Allah will be next to يَا أَيُّهَا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا, Allah will be commanding you to do something good or will be prohibiting you from doing something bad. This is how you live with the Quran of Allah. This is how you read, understand, and ponder. So that Ramadan, once you leave Ramadan, you don't go back to where you were before Ramadan. Because this means it's just seasonal actions of worship. It shouldn't be this way. It should be a start for a real change in your life. And the real change will come from the Quran by applying what you have read and what you have understood from the Quran. قولوا قولي هذا واستغفر الله لي ولكم فاستغفروه. بسم الله والحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن والاه وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله ثم أما بعد. Quick tips that can help inshallah with reading more, understanding more, and reflecting more on the Quran and Ramadan. Have a book that explains the meaning of the Quran next to you and dedicate some time to it. My suggestion is, there is a very short explanation of the Quran, Tafsir Sa'di. It's called Tafsir Sa'di, Tafsir Karim al-Rahman, Tafsir Kalam al-Manan. He's a contemporary scholar. The book has been translated into English and it's available for free, PDF. Inshallah, I'll send the link after the Khutbah. If you want to go a bit higher, you can go to an abridged version of Tafsir al-Kathir. Again, translated to English and it's available online for free. And you know how much you can read per day. Just make a plan for yourself. I'm going to read the tafsir and I'm going to ponder over one ayah per day, 2 ayahs per day. Some scholars said that they made a khatma of Quran that took them several years because they said, I'm not going to pass through an ayah before I fully understand it, fully reflect upon it and see how it applies to me, and then I'm going to move forward. So it's okay if you start it now and it takes you several years, but you should start and be consistent. So have an authentic book of tafsir or explanation of the meanings of the words of the Quran next to you. Second, have a firm plan. Failing to plan is planning to fail. We plan for everything in our life. We plan for our vacation 1 year ahead of time. We should plan for the Quran and Ramadan as well. You know your day the best. Dedicate specific times during the day for reading and specific times for understanding and reflecting and pondering upon the Quran. Long or short, whatever Allah has helped you to do it, but have a plan. Don't just make the Quran as a tertiary thing. When I have time, yeah, I will read. No, it has to be a dedicated time for the Quran. Like we dedicate time to everything else in this life. Third, inshallah, soon enough you'll find that we're coming to the last 10 days of Ramadan. And again, people will start debating a hadith, when is Laylatul Qadr. Don't deal with Laylatul Qadr this way. Don't try to shoot for 1 or 2 nights. I have a solution for you that will enable you to 100% get the reward of Laylatul Qadr. It is simple. Pray Qiyam Layl every single night of Ramadan. If you pray Qiyam Layl every single night of Ramadan, your chance of getting the reward of Laylatul Qadr is 100%. Because Laylatul Qadr is one of the nights of Ramadan. So you will get the reward. Plus, so that's the reward, that's on the positive side. Plus, Hadith Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said, "Man qala Ramadan imanan wa ihtisaban ghufira lahu ma taqaddama min dhanbi." Again, if you pray Qiyam Ramadan, all of your previous sins will be erased. So you get that Qadr, and you get all of your sins erased. So have that plan in mind. If that means you need to take 1 or 2 days off out of the 3 or 4 weeks you have, or 2 weeks you have, because you think that one night you want to pray more, read Quran more, it's okay. We take 2 or 3 weeks to plan vacations and go to nice cities, go back home, that's fine. It's okay if you take 1 or 2 days off. If you're planning your last 10 days of Ramadan and you want to focus your ibadah on specific nights, because you know that you're having a long day or whatnot, take more time. It's okay. You can use your vacation day for that. Make sure you're doing your job in the morning as best as you can, but at the same time, do not let it distract you. Which takes me to the last point. Avoid distractions. Avoid distractions. You're awake every single day, 16, 17 hours. You have a limited amount of energy, limited span of attention. Be very stingy with your time and your concentration in Ramadan. Every minute you spend on something that's not necessary, like social media, following all the news, the stock market, unless you're a day trader, but it's not your daily job. All of these distractions, reduce them. And all of a sudden you'll find that you have a lot of time, inshallah, more time than what you thought, for reading the Quran, understanding the meaning, and reflecting upon it. If you don't believe me, check on your phones, your screen time your last week. How many hours did you average on your phone per day? If you can cut down 50% of that, you'll have ample time to read Quran more and to understand Quran more. Last but not least, avoid the zunub, avoid the sins as much as you can. It's one of the main reasons why the guidance and the blessings of the Quran are not coming through. And على قلوب أقفالها. Are your hearts shackled and locked? Do not make yourself fall into the group of people whom Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam made dua on. In the authentic hadith, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam was once ascending the minbar, and the Sahaba heard him saying, Ameen, Ameen, Ameen. So when he went down, the Sahaba would let anything go back, pass by without understanding. He said, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, we heard you saying Ameen, Ameen, Ameen 3 times. Why was that? He said, Jibreel came to me and he told me, a loser is a person in front of whom your name is mentioned and he does not make salah on you. Allahumma salli wa sallim ala Rasulillah. Qul Ameen. Then Rasulullah said, Ameen. And then he said, a loser is a person who Allah has allowed him to witness the life of his parents or one of them and he's not granted forgiveness. Qul Ameen. So Rasulullah said, Ameen. And then the third person the person whom Allah has allowed to witness Ramadan and his sins were not forgiven. قل آمين. Surah said Ameen. So avoid being on that group. Sayyidina Jibreel made dua and Rasulullah made dua. Avoid making sins in Ramadan. It will be inversely proportional to your enjoyment and understanding of the Quran. اللهم اغفر لنا ذنوبنا وإسرافنا في أمرنا وثبت على الحق أقدامنا وتوفنا مسلمين. اللهم لك الحمد أن بلغتنا رمضان. اللهم أعنا فيه على الصيام والقيام. اللهم أعنا على قراءة القرآن. اللهم أعنا على ذكرك وشكرك وحسن عبادتك. اللهم بلغنا ليلة القدر. اللهم اشف مرضانا ومرضى المسلمين وارحم موتانا